Hi everybody, I'm Richard. Welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. A couple weeks ago I did a review on this, the Rossi Gallery 22. It is a pump action 22 and it did okay. I had a few issues with it. I did not like the action release on there, but I think that might have been ammo related. I don't know why, but it seemed like it worked just fine with the Remington Thunderbolts. But I've got another gun here that is really similar. And this is the Rossi Rio Bravo. It is a lever action 22. They are pretty much the identical gun other than the furniture and the action itself. Now the Rio Bravo is lever action where the Gallery 22 is pump action. And to me this one, the action on this one is a lot smoother. And it may be because you've got more leverage with the lever, but it really seems pretty smooth. Still, it's polymer plastic furniture on it, identical guns other than the action, and I believe all the parts could probably be swapped over from one receiver to the other just because I believe they are made on the exact same equipment, and I'm pretty sure they are. That really keeps the cost down. The barrels are identical, the same hooded fiber optic front sight and the same adjustable fiber optic rear sight on it. It's just this one's lever action and there is no action release on the front there, so this one is able to be worked without having to hit that crazy button all the time. Anyways, let's take a closer look at it, then we'll get it out on the range and give it a try. All right, now when I say they are the identical firearms, they really are the identical firearms other than the action. This is lever action, the Gallery is pump action, but it's got the same cross bolt or cross trigger safety on here. And same thing, red for fire. If you don't see the red, it's not gonna fire. But it's the same thing pretty much, other than if you don't like pump action, you'd rather have a lever action, this is going to run you about half the price of, say, a Henry Golden Boy, but it's still a nice little lever action rifle that's not going to break the bank. There's a lot of plastic on it. Of course, the furniture is all plastic. The barrel band on the front here is plastic. The sights themselves, other than the hooded piece, they're plastic too. Same thing on the rear sight. It's plastic. Got the little wheel on there for adjustment for elevation and the little knob on the side for windage. But it's pretty cool. It does have a metal loop on it. That's a nice thing about it. Metal bolt, metal hammer and everything on there. Not much to show about it. It does have a stud on the bottom there, and it does not have one on the front. But what it does have is these are actually M-lock grooves in here. So you've got some on the bottom, you've got some on each side. So you could put a swivel stud on there for an M-lock rail, and then you've got the one on the back already and you're ready to go. The cleaning on this one is just like the other one. The only thing they recommend is that you just run a bore snake or something through there, and I prefer bore snakes, especially since you can go from the breech to the muzzle and not run a rod through there from the muzzle to the breech and deposit any carbon or anything inside there, any residues and stuff. But it's a pretty simple rifle. We'll get it out in the range and give it a try. All right, I had a little issue with the first round that goes into the magazine tube getting hung up in there, and I think it's because the crimp on the end of it is a little bit tight. Right now, you don't see the follower sticking out of there because the rim of the round has got it hung up in there. And I've taken my knife and trimmed it just a little bit, and then it pops out. Maybe it'll loosen up a little bit over time. But I just took and put the point of my knife down in there and just kind of run it around there lightly to hopefully remove any burrs or anything that might be in there. But that's one issue I found with it so far, not to mention that the rear sight on it is slightly canted to the right, so not a real big fan of that. I mean, it is a brand new rifle, but it's been in a box for God knows how long, and I don't know what all's happened to it in its lifetime so far, but we've got it out here on the range. We're going to give it a few tries. Now, loading this thing up is a piece of cake. It's got the little cutout on the tube right there. Just drop your round in there and let it slide down. You don't have to worry too much about one round hitting the other one and setting it off, because these are rim fire and it takes a little more than that to get it to do its thing. Now, unfortunately, what you didn't see was the first 5 shots I took, I neglected to turn on my microphone, so I did a lot of talking, which I do a lot, and you didn't get to see any shooting anyways. We're going to go ahead and get this thing loaded up again. I'm going to put the matrix up here, and we'll give it some shots for accuracy and see how it does at the 15 yards. Again, this is a little farther back than 15 yards now, because 15 yards from the edge of the saloon is, it's from the edge of the saloon to the target is 15 yards. So this will be about another, I don't know, 3 yards maybe, another 9 feet. And we'll give it a try, get the eyes and ears on. Like I said, I've got 10 rounds in there. To load this thing, to rack it, you've got 2 safeties on it. You've got a cross trigger or cross bolt safety here on the side. Again, I showed you that inside. And if you've got that on safe, you can't work the action. You just won't do it. You've got a half cock safety on there, so you pull it back about 1/8 of an inch and it's locked up on there and you can't pull the trigger then. Now, I don't have one in the chamber right now, but I'm getting ready to put one in there and we'll go for it and see if we can do accuracy on there and see how these sights actually line up. It's a lot smoother action than the Rossi Gallery 22. All right, I'm going to aim for that lower left-hand target up there and see how it does. Now, I've already got one in there, but I decocked the hammer, so now I can just pull it back and fire. I can take the safety off, pull it all the way back. Now it's ready to go. Let's get my ears in before I do that. This is probably going to be a little bit loud, and I'm glad I realized that before I pulled the trigger. All right, now let's give it a try. Take this off and I can still work the action in there. Okay, there's 5 shots. I'm not going to eject the spent round out of there. I did put the safety on. I'm going to go up there and take a peek at that real quick. Okay, there's my 5-shot group. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've got 3 holes there pretty much. 2 there, and 1 single one over there. Now, it does need to be adjusted down and maybe slightly to the right, not too far, but it's not too bad for not doing any adjustment to it. The group's okay. It's hard to see that target even from, I mean, there's no scope on it, although it does have a 3/8 dovetail on it. You could actually mount a scope on it and probably get a lot better accuracy out of it. All right, I should have 5 more rounds left in the magazine there, and one of the things that people like about lever action guns is you can usually run them pretty fast. I don't know about this one. We'll check it out and see. Now, I don't know if that last round is going to feed out of there. I may only get 4 out. Hopefully there's enough pressure and I've trimmed enough of that burr away that this thing will cycle correctly, all 5 of them. This will not be for accuracy. Let's see how it does. Yeah, there's a little misfeed right there. That bullet did not feed up properly. I might have to do a little digging to get that one out. It's a little surgery. There we go. Just had to do a little finagling to get it out of there. This last round here. Ejected the shell just fine. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of, maybe get a little Scotch-Brite or something and clean that out a little bit. I'm going to load 15 more in there real quick and then try it again rapidly and see how it does. Actually, let's do 5 just to see if that last one will get its way out of there. Okay, no, the last round did not come out of there. Not a big fan of that. That is for sure. Took a little bit of tapping to get it out, but then you can see the followers out there. I'm not sure exactly why that's doing that. It's just like there's a little sharp edge in there or something, and the spring just doesn't have quite enough oomph to get it out maybe. Let's load 5 more in there and try it. All right, just 5 rounds. Now pushing the magazine tube down into that time, it seemed to go a lot easier. We'll give it a try, see how it does. I think you can easily outrun this gun, which is, takes all the fun out of it, really. All right, I think that round is hung up inside there because I'm not getting anything there. Nope, nothing. I don't think that was 5, was it? Nope, there it is, hung up in the end of the tube again. I actually hung up 2 of them in there that time. Now, it's a new gun. It shouldn't need anything done to it. It should function just fine right out of the box. Not a big fan of that. I understand some guns need to be broke in to work properly, and I think that's something that's a factory flaw, I do believe there. And it's something they should probably check. They'll probably hear some feedback from customers because it shouldn't be doing that. A lot of people don't like tube-fed magazines just because you put your hand in front of the muzzle a lot of times. I do not have one in the chamber right now, so I'm not too worried about it. But it is a legitimate concern. Okay, it fed that one. Let's try it again. All 15 of them cycled just fine that time. That was a full magazine. No issues with it. Maybe it just does need a little bit of a break-in period. Not a bad little gun. It shoots pretty good. I do need to adjust the sights, but the action works really fine. It is really pretty smooth. And it's not a bad looking gun. A lever action or a pump action to me traditionally should be wood, but it's not bad, and it's a lot cheaper than it would be if you bought a wood one. Say a Henry Golden Boy is going to run you, like I said, about twice as much as what this one did. This was right around the $200 mark. I did catch it on sale, so I got it a little bit less than what I paid for the Gallery 22. But a Golden Boy is going to cost you right around 400 bucks, a little bit more than that. Not too bad of a gun, I don't think. All right, guys, there is the Rossi Rio Bravo, kind of a companion to the Gallery 22, I think. A lever action 22 rifle. A lot of plastic on it, a lot less dollars involved in this than some of the other ones. Not bad. I do need to do some fine tuning on the sights there to get it where it's accurate. Like I said, shooting at, see, that's 15 yards, 18 yards roughly. So yeah, it needs a little bit of tweaking and stuff, but that's not an issue. There's plenty of adjustment on these sights to get it where it needs to be. And I think maybe the issue has worked itself out with the last round getting hung up in the magazine. If not, like I said, I'll take a little bit of Scotch-Brite and maybe polish up the inside of it a little bit so it doesn't get hung up in there. That's the only thing I can see, is that the rim is getting hung up when the spring is at its weakest point almost, the last round there. And it's just not able to overcome any little burr that might be stuck on there. But anyways, it's not a bad little rifle. It's pretty smooth. I think it's actually a lot smoother than the Gallery 22 if you want to know the truth. It's a pretty cool little rifle. If you want to get somebody started into firearms, into lever action firearms, this is not a bad choice for it. I do have some other ones that I'm going to do reviews on, but this would be the cheapest one of the bunch so far. Anyways, thanks for taking a look at the Rossi Rio Bravo with me, and thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button over here to subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.